Y así arranca el segundo, es esto la fábrica del día de la fecha, esta sección en donde nos gusta hablar de la industria de la música, una actividad que hace un puñadito de años nada más precisabas de barcos, de aviones, de container para distribuir de un lado al otro del planeta Tierra todo lo relacionado al mundo de esto, de la música, de tanto que nos gusta. Aparecieron las compañías, las tiendas digitales, todas esas cosas, y ha cambiado todo una bocha. Entonces, para hablar de todos esos cambios, hemos generado esta sección donde hemos hablado con productores musicales, con organizadores de festivales y con muchas bandas, como es el caso el día de la fecha, donde nos vamos para Suecia para hablar con los amigos de The Confusion que ya están en vivo. Hi, how are you, my friends? I'm Manu, there is Raulo. Are you listening me good?
Yes, we hear you. Everything's fine here.
Excellent. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Now I'm gonna leave you with my friend Raulo. He gonna make you the same question we make all band and all the artists from all parts of the world, and later we're gonna talk about the history and the present of the Confusions. Okay?
Sounds fine.
Perfect.
Sounds fine. Todo tuyo, Raulo.
Sí, perfecto. Thanks for your time. It's been incredible to have the chance to speak with you. We are live. We are going to start with the interview, so please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
My name is Mikael Andersson Knut. I'm from Sundsvall in Sweden. I'm 53 years old.
Perfect.
And I'm Mattias Lövström, and I'm 52 years old, and I'm from the same city, the same part of the city as well.
Perfect. We are all over 40 unless Manu, so no problem with that. Sí. And I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Estamos con dos miembros de The Confusions que son de Suecia, Michael que tiene 53 y Matías que tiene 52 años. And can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Oh, I have an older brother who's 19 years older than me, so it's quite a gap between our ages. And he used to play in bands and played a lot of guitars at home. So I think that's my first memory, is that he played, he wrote his own songs, and he played covers and stuff. So that is my first memory, I think, from hearing anyone. Yeah, my older brother, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my first memories, I think it's my parents. They were listening to a lot of soul music from the US, and they listened to ABBA as well, Swedish fame. You heard of ABBA, I suppose. So during the 70s, they played those records, and I listened to them a lot.
Perfect. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
Oh my God, I got a keyboard when I was maybe 13, 14 years old, but I couldn't play anything. So I don't know, I was a lousy player when I was young. So I think that's part why I started to write music, really, because I couldn't play covers and stuff. So I just started to play and make my own stuff.
Yeah, and I played the drums, so I got a drum when I was kind of small, but it broke. In somehow, I think my father made it disappear. But then I started to play the clarinet, so I think that's my first instrument, the clarinet.
Beautiful. And can you tell us, this is a kind of personal question we make all the people from all around the world. You know, when I was young, I was a metalhead. I have a black t-shirt, you have a black t-shirt, we are friends, you know. When you are young, which kind of people do you meet, you play with, you know? They were tribes like the punks, the rock, the metal, something like that, or not?
Yeah, when me and Matthias grew up in Sundsvall in Sjönsberg, the part of town where we come from, I think it was really two parts. Either you listen to hard rock music, like metal music or hard rock, or you listen to synth music. It was exactly that time around maybe 1987, 88. So you had to choose side. But to be honest, I used to dress in black and listen to Depeche Mode and everything. But in secret, I also loved rock music, you know. But it was kind of that for a while. You had to choose the side. There was a lot of other things going on at the same time, like breakdance and rap music started to come and all that. But you were divided, either synth or more rock.
You know, I came from Argentina, now I'm living in Barcelona, and Manu is living in Argentina, and the synth pop or synth music in Argentina, it was not big, you know, in the 80s. It was not, you name Depeche Mode and that kind of things, but in Buenos Aires there were a lot of punk music, not synth. How do you feel about, you know, the revival of the synth music now?
Yeah, the revival of synth music. Yeah, we love it. So we love all those. Those were the bands we listened to when we grew up. Much more than those bands. But we listened to I listened a lot to hip hop as well when I grew up. But I love it, and I think I love that indie, the kind of music we play, has come back as well.
Exactly.
I hear a lot of indie on the radio stations nowadays.
If our Sarah, my wife, who's also in the band, Sarah, who plays keyboard, and she also sings on the song you played before. She's the keyboard player, and she has that. Well, if you could look around our studio, you should see. I don't know if you see the. No, it's too dark now. But she's like, I'm crazy about guitars. You know, I have too many guitars, but she has too many synths, I think. So that's fine. But she's really into synth music. She loves everything from Depeche Mode, Kraftwerk, Yazoo, all that. She's just a huge fan of those sounds.
But sorry, the question is like kind of political question, you know, because I think that Sweden and rich countries have the chance to get more synthesizers and that kind of things, you know, and you think that the way that tools, for example AI now and that kind of things, change the way that people listen to music and play?
Yeah, I think it does. I also coaches a lot of young people in music and stuff, and we have a writing camp, you know, writing camps where people come in on a kind of high level, and for the first time this year, when all the teachers met before the camp, we had a discussion where we sat down and said we have to talk about AI and making music with AI. And that was the first time. It has been around for long, but now we have to talk to the students that comes to this course that they're supposed to write their own music. They can't use AI to create songs, because the whole idea of this getting together is to write in groups, 3-person in groups. And so AI it's a tricky question. You know, when can you call it cheating? When can you call for instance, like what in hip hop, you in the 90s and 80s, you sample music, sample a lot of music. But I mean, we take that for granted now, that you can use samples. But so when is AI too much? When is it?
We've been talking with people from all around the world, and we think that we have to conserve and keep the creative spaces. That is the important thing, you know.
Sure.
Perfect. We agree in that. Perfect.
Yeah, but it's. I think it's horrible when artists that's not really real artists are on top of the charts, and if you get political about it, why should for instance Spotify? They want to have a lot of prescribers, but they don't want to pay the artists. Exactly. They have fake artists. It's fucked up, if you ask me.
I completely agree. I'm going to show you, because I'm making a mix between human and AI, but that is for another conversation, for another talk. But I think that you are really honest about saying that rich countries have the chance, you know, to get more synthesizers and that kind of things. Thanks for that. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free in Sweden, or you always have to pay?
No, you can have. We have a system here in Sweden when you can study music for free. Kulturskola is a culture school, we call it. So I think I started playing the clarinet when I was in 4th grade, something. Yeah. And many people start off in those, and just not in music. It could be in writing, in filmmaking, in paintings as well. So we have a kind of a good movement in that since I don't know.
It's
many,
on the tax.
years.
It's on the tax bills. It's the same. We have something called Studieförbund, which I work with, which allows musicians to get rehearsal rooms for free sometimes, or cheaper rehearsal rooms. So we have a infrastructure around that, which is kind of unique in the world.
Yes.
To be honest.
But we are, of course, self-learned. We haven't been in school for our instruments in our band.
No, this you know, I love these kind of things about a question that in all kinds, in every part of the world, and we love to speak about that. Thanks for the last personal question. Can you tell us which was the first concert that you went?
First concert we went to, I think I tagged along. I followed my father and stuff, and that wasn't really a rock concert. They had something called Tuesday meetings, where they were kind of a cappella groups and skiffle group at Parken.
Yeah.
It wasn't rock shows really. It was just music, not really organized like going to a club and seeing rock music. I think that's my first memory. I was kind of small, maybe 5 years old or something like that.
Beautiful.
I don't know, first concert. I remember some concerts way back. We saw Lloyd Cole.
Yeah.
Lloyd Cole, kind of an idol for us, and he came to our city and played here. So when we were in like 9th grade or something.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I have his first album signed at home at my wall.
You know, I love because both you're a really music fan. I feel that. Yeah? Perfect. Can you tell us how did the Confusions begin and why you put that name?
We began kind of early. We often say that we started in 1991. But that was our first concert, 1991, the 4th of July, we played here at the hometown. But really we started to, me and a guy called Patrick, which I grew up, we were neighbors. We wanted to start a band. He played the drums and I played the keyboard. I thought I played the keyboards, I was a lousy keyboard player. And this was maybe in the maybe we were 14 years old or something like that. But only a few weeks went along and he got a guitar. Patrick got a guitar, so I also got a guitar. I borrowed it from my brother, and then we started the band. So the band could have been 88 or something, 1988. We were really young, so I think that was the starting point. But when we talk about the band, we say we started in 1991 when we made our first public concert.
Perfect. And the name?
Released our first song in 93 and the first album 95. The name was, we have been discussing that a lot and we have got that question a lot. We used to play the song All Along the Watchtower by Bob Dylan.
Ooh.
And there is a line, there's just too much confusion here.
See? Wow.
That's one thing, but also we played a Swedish game called Alphabet, where you create words when you put letters out in and you get points, and we used to sit down and say what should our band be named, and we constructed the word confusion, and then we added the S, the confusions. So the answer is one of those.
No,
we're not sure ourselves.
All Along the Watchtower. Perfect. Yeah. Nice, beautiful. See,
you also made a cover of that song.
Yeah.
It's really rock. For me, it's a really rock. Really, I don't know. The lyrics are really hard. Hard. So, in 1995, you released your first album, Being Young. How was the recording process of that first album?
It was kind of hard to record that album because we were in school, all of us, I think. So we recorded in a small cabin outside our city. So we had to go by car like 30 minutes, 40 minutes after we finished school, and we spent our all night there and into the early mornings. It was really, really hard because we were nervous about it. I was nervous about recording. So I think I got sick during that time as well.
Yeah, I think I never really remembered it that way, but when I have spoken a lot to Matthias, and when you remember that, you say it was hard for me recording. It was hard. It was a lot of pressure, not coming from anyone, but from ourselves. So that was the first album, and we recorded it in '94, early '95, and then released it in the fall, in the autumn. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But it was, and we didn't know anything. I mean, we played live,
Exactly.
and we didn't know anything about the recording process. We didn't know. I wrote a lot of music then, but it was the songs were all over the place. So we had a producer called Arvid, which we knew from our town. And at the time he played in a band called Popsicle. Do you know Popsicle from Sweden?
No.
The band was really famous at the time.
Okay.
They're older than us. A great indie band.
Yeah. Perfect. Then you have to send the links of that band and we can meet them. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
In November of last year, you released your last single, A Bunch of Daydreamers. You changed many things in the recording process. Can you tell us about the new way of you recording?
Oh, it's totally different from when we started. We have our own studio now, which we are in now. This is the control room, and you see that's the recording room. We have some stuff over here as well. We have a lot of stuff, really. We're geeks, we're nerds. We just collect stuff, and we bought mostly of them when it was kind of cheap to get it. Nobody wanted the old stuff that we use, but now we record our own stuff almost all the time. So it's a totally different process. Now we have, it's a kind of freedom to get to this space where, when we leave it, when we get back, it's just the same. If we leave microphones everywhere and guitar amps and synthesizers, and it's just the same the next day if we want to continue to record. So that's, when we were young and everything was expensive, we didn't have any money. It was so much pressure just because we didn't know what we were doing for the first.
We hardly knew our instruments.
We didn't know anything, and you had to pay every time, every hour, every second you have to pay. So I think now we have the luxury of being around for so long, over 30 years. So it's a total different.
But we still meet every week. We meet in the studio on Wednesday or Thursday nights, and we record or we rehearse, and we have been doing that since 1991, I think. So we never stop. We just keep on recording every week.
Manu, si te parece, quería hablar un poquito de lo de MTV, de tener la posibilidad de tocar un poco el mainstream. Si te parece, ¿o querés hacer alguna pregunta de audio?
No, mandale si querés.
Sí.
Bueno, sea lo que Dios quiera.
Sí, vamos para ahí. We have, we've been making this radio since the pandemic, and we have the chance to speak with people all around the world. For example, our first shot was like post-COVID music, that kind of things for us is incredible. That's generous. You have the chance to went on MTV, and play some videos on MTV. How does it feel to when MTV gets something of what you make, one song or something like that, and you have the chance to play your song all over the world, What makes on your head that? As a musician, then as a listener, please.
Yeah. We got really lucky with the song The Pilot, which we released in 2002, from the Trampoline album. I think it was kind of weird because it sometimes we usually say it's like the music kind of flies away from you, goes ahead of you, and then you have to follow the song around or the album around. So that's a nice feeling. I think we knew that song, that was a good song. We had, for a short time, we had an American manager who came over here. We played at South by Southwest in Austin, and he saw us, and then he flew over, and we realized he was serious about that. It didn't work out, but the song was great, and we played Paris, we played in England, we went to the US again, and
it opened a lot of doors for us.
Yeah, and the song was also included in some TV shows, TV series as well. So it's we had. I remember one thing from we were kind of they tried out their song at the MTV list. They played, I think it was 9 or 10 songs at the list, and they also played 5 that could get on the list. And I remember we sat and watched and wondered, are we going to get on the list? You know, we played, we did, it wasn't internet at the time, so we just watched the show. And then our publisher at the time, who has no sense of humor at all, he can't make jokes, he calls me when it's 3 songs left, and he says, "Oh, sad that I have checked now on the internet, and you didn't get on the list." And I can't get angry, but I was, "What are you saying? Why? We're watching this." And he was supposed to make a joke because we were number 1 and we didn't know it. And then we were number 1 and everything went crazy. You know, the local papers called and said, "You're number 1 at MTV up north," which was a northern chart for Scandinavia and the Baltic states, I think. But that meant a lot to us.
No, but my question was because for me it was a surprise. You know, I'm from Buenos Aires, and we can talk from people from Russia, Taiwan, Japan. We have the chance now to speak, and they say, "See, we saw Pantera, you know, or Sepultura, Metallica. Metallica is huge all around the world, and I'm a big fan of Metallica, and I can talk with people from Japan." That, and we have more or less the same taste, you know. How do you feel about that, the mass media, no?
I think it's much easier these days because it's so everything is so global. So I mean, I could send you my favorite tracks on Spotify list or maybe Deezer list, and I think it's for a long time. When we were young, we went to the record store, and we knew the record store, the one who owned the record store, and they knew our taste of music, and they said, "Mikael, your record is here, but you should also listen to this and this and this." And often you took something home, you bought more records. But it took a long time, I think, for now you can send playlists to each other, but it took a long time to get into that kind of behavior, I think. But I think it's fantastic. If Matthias sends me 10 tracks, if we're supposed to record a weekend for 2 days and Matthias sends me 15 songs to listen to, just to get a vibe out of it. Listen to this one, listen to the guitar sounds on that song, listen to the, why do the drums sound, blah, blah, blah. So it's, I think it's, and send to friends all over the world. I mean, we have a friend in Ukraine called Polygrim. He's a synth-based artist. Really cool. Check him out. Polygrim is super. He did a remix of us, and I also sang on his album. And I mean, you just send sound files on WeTransfer or something, and it's so easy.
Perfect. And
it's not so much distance these days.
Perfect. But you hate algorithms.
Yeah.
Okay. Listo.
Yeah, we would love the algorithm if they were kind to us, but they are not.
Sí, no, perfect. You want to still be humans, the one that, hey, listen to this and listen to that. Perfect. Now I can understand. Perfect. Manu, ¿tenés alguna pregunta?
No todavía. Sí, luego que la estás llevando bárbaro.
Sí, perfecto. Sí, thanks for your honest. We really appreciate what you're saying because, you know, we don't always have the chance to meet people from all around the world and speak about this. And can you tell us how do you produce the visual arts? The visual part, you know, the front pages and the photo, that kind of things.
Yeah, that's much me, I think.
Yeah, that's much you. Mikael?
Yeah, I just I love making artwork. Also, all the artworks for the album covers and stuff. It's just something I love to do. I'm really interested in the visual arts. So it's just something I do. Maybe I could show you something. But you have seen the covers maybe. Now it's just instruments everywhere.
No, but we can imagine, the Instagram and that kind of things. But I want to question, to make a question. How do you feel when people from all around the world say what they feel about a song? I like that song. I don't like that song. How do you feel about that? Or if someone doesn't understand the song, how do you feel about that?
But we love hearing people. I mean, we often meet people that have grown up with our music. They've been skating, listening to our music. They have been like 14 years and in love, and they have listened to our music, and our music was the kind of thing that made sense of the world for them. And I mean, I have bands that I listen to, and Mikael as well. So,
yeah.
So that's we love hearing those stories, and those are grown-up people nowadays, and they're still coming and seeing us, and they tell us about this, and we get so warm in our hearts when we hear this. So that's fantastic.
I mean, we also have it's almost like friends now. We don't have a huge amount of fans, but we do have fans that really likes what we do. We have this guy Enrique in Mexico.
Yeah.
Who is always he I don't know how old he was when he contacted us, because we used to work with Peter from the Cardigans. Do you know the Cardigans? Yeah. The Cardigans used to produced our second and third album. Peter Svensson produced, not the band, but we know the band as well. And that's why he found out about us, and he was maybe 15 years old or something when he contacted us, and now he's 30 years old, and we are still in contact. We just chat with each other. And he made a video for us in
fan video,
and it's almost like you get to know all these people. It's amazing, really, and they write, and I think sometimes it can be kind of fresh to someone that doesn't really like us, but they write about it. I don't like this song. Your sound is awful. But I mean, at least they're honest about it. I don't like all the music I hear. It's just they're honest.
No, and you are honest.
More of that, I think.
I like that you don't escape, the questions. You answer everything. Perfect. Thanks for that. Sí, muy bueno, Manu. Responden a todo. Muy bueno. Thanks for that. Sí. Manu, si tenés alguna pregunta, si no voy con 3 más.
No, por mí, sí.
Impecable. Sí, muy bueno. Thank you very much. We really appreciate what you are saying, and we can understand everything that you are saying. So that is for us is really important. 3 more questions. Can you tell us something about the actual music scene? How do you feel about that in Sweden?
Ooh, in Sweden, I think Swedish music has been for a long time really people they love Swedish music we have a lot of musicians, we have a lot of bands, we have a lot of Swedish music. When we travel abroad and say we're from Sweden, oh, you're from Sweden, it stands for something. It stands for kind of quality when you say you're from Sweden. And I think that maybe it's something we grew up with. We have kind of melodies that's, something in the northern kind of melancholic stuff that people like. I think South America, Spain, we have a connection there, I think. Also in England, also in what was the question now? I'm just
the Sweden scene music.
Yeah, the music scene. Yeah. What we see now is there has been, if you go back like maybe 12, 13 years, a lot of bands, new bands. We didn't get any new bands because everyone wanted to be an idol on TV. Everybody wants to be artists. Didn't write their own stuff. But for maybe the last 2.5, 3 years after the pandemic, it has been like this. All the new bands are coming, all the kids are starting, not all the kids, but a lot of kids starts playing punk bands and in post-punk bands and in metal bands. And so we're really involved in a club in this town called Pipeline, which is an old rock club. And you could see now there's just kids want to play again. They want to play, and it's so, and that's something. If you talk about Sweden, it's the same all over Sweden. I would say it's a lot of new bands, kids, girls, boys. They mix bands. They just play, and I think one important thing: the new generation don't really. If they hear a good song, it's a good song. They don't care if it's a synth song or if it's a rock song. It's just, this is a good tune. I like that band. I want to go see them live. And that's something, I think that's something new. It's I think it's, the future seems bright, I think. Yeah.
Beautiful what you're saying. Thanks for that. Sí, thanks for that. Muy bueno, Manu, lo que...
Vamos con la IA.
Lo respondieron al principio, ¿te acordás que habían hablado del coso? Sí. Muy bueno todo. Sí, it's really interesting when you're saying that. We are paying attention, what you are saying. Perfect. Sí, nice. One more question. Can you tell us something about the Confusions future plans?
We're recording a new album, of course. So it will be releasing a new album this year.
Yeah.
Our 15th album.
Yes, new song out at the 17th of February, so it's not even a month. It's a song called 1999. It's a really cool track. It's really post-punk, synth-driven song, I think. It's a really cool track. The last one that you talked about, A Bunch of Daydreamers Out of Control, that was more like a lo-fi. A lot of people talk about Pavement when they hear it. The American lo-fi band Pavement.
Sure.
So I think the album will be if you mix those two together, maybe sound.
Yeah.
And we will play more live in the summer and in the autumn, I think. So we will record a lot this spring and release a lot of songs.
Perfect.
We are enjoying being in the studio recording, so we love it.
Perfect. Yeah. Then send the songs to us, please. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to finish the interview, thanks for your time and your beautiful explanations. Can you tell us? We are going to play "Holding On." Can you tell us what that song represents to you? "Holding On."
I think musically it started out just. I remember I played it on an acoustic guitar and I thought it sounded a lot like a George Harrison, not the George Harrison song, but in his style, the Beatles, George Harrison. And we recorded it kind of fast with the piano. So it's, I think it sounds it's a bit like Britpop Beatles. It got a lot of like that. But the lyrics is very much about a young kid growing up now. It's really kind of a lot about my daughter. She doesn't know that, but my wife Sarah asked me. I think it's about her time when she went to high school and she didn't kind of fit in, so she didn't have any friends. If you listen to the lyrics, and I mean that part of your life can be kind of hard when you feel you don't fit in and you don't get any new friends. And later on, she moved on to another school when she grew older, and everything was perfect. But it's a lot about that period of her time. It's not about her totally. It's just a song about those feelings. But I think I got some inspiration in a way from that time. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for that. Thanks for your time. We keep in touch, okay? And when we finish the live show, we are going to send you the interview. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
On the staircase, waiting for the world to take a turn. Sliding on the rain things to learn. I used to be a child, but now I'm growing up, and that is kind of hard. A lot of expectations on my shoulders, and I cannot sort out what to do. I'm holding on to something, holding on to someone, holding on to you. 'Cause you and me together, we are like those feathers caught in the wind. I gotta make it, icicle messiah, melting slowly with the liars at the school. And I have no friends around there, and the friends I should have can be cruel. I'm holding on to something, holding on to someone,